Hey y'all, this video is going to go into identifying the 5 most common medicinal mushrooms that you can find right here in the Northeast woods. I'm hanging out with my friend Pheasant's Back, or Polyporus squamosus, and just want to share some of the amazing medicinal mushrooms that you can find right here in the woods. Right, so there's so many supplements and different products that you can buy, but you can just go out and forage for your own medicinal mushrooms. So things like Reishi, Chaga, turkey tail, lion's mane, Cordyceps, all of these grow right here in our woods, and we can go out, find them, make teas, make tinctures, make broths, and really incorporate these medicinal mushrooms into our diets from the forest. And one of the great things about getting the mushrooms from the forest is that you know you're getting 100% fruiting body. And then you can dry them, store them until they're ready. You're ready to use them and add them into, say, a broth, or you can make rice or quinoa or something with them, or make teas or tinctures. So lots of things you can do once you have the mushrooms stored and dried, which is a really simple process. So we're going to go through these 5 mushrooms, how to identify them, where to find them, and hopefully you'll be confident to go out in your woods and get these. All of these mushrooms are great immunomodulating mushrooms, which means they can help to boost up a weakened immune system or tone down a hyperactive immune system. So they're a great foundational player in creating a healthy body and healthy mind. Reishi is an easy one to find in June. It's a really beautiful varnished red mushroom. It grows on hemlock. We have some other videos on Reishi, so check those out. And it's a polypore, so underneath you'll see white or brown pores at the base of the mushroom. Typically this mushroom is good to harvest through July, and then it starts to get kind of old and not as great to harvest. And with the hemlock lily delja, there's more and more dying hemlocks, which this mushroom grows on, so you'll find it pretty abundantly. Chaga is a super popular mushroom, and it's becoming a little bit more difficult to find. It grows exclusively on birch trees, typically in this sort of environment where you have a river kind of running down and a big birch forest. And it's a black mass that's coming out of the tree. And the part that we harvest, the chaga that we consume, isn't the fruiting body. The fruiting body fruits very short amount of time, and it actually blasts the bark pretty high up on the tree. It blasts the bark off, and then the aroma brings in beetles, and within 2 days beetles consume the whole fruiting body and then fly and inoculate other trees. So it's unclear when you harvest chaga what the impact on the reproduction cycle of the whole mushroom is. But definitely be conscious of when you're harvesting this mushroom, and try not to kind of like cut into the tree or make places where new infections can get in. So it's year round. It's a perennial mushroom. Black, when you break it off, it's kind of have this golden mycelial mass on the inside that is just absolutely gorgeous. If you harvest in the winter, the contrast with the snow, both with the black and the gold, is just beautiful. And chaga can be made into a really delicious tea, mixed with chai or other spices. It's really delicious. I like to use about a golf ball size for about ½ gallon of water, and just put those together in a crock pot, let them steep overnight, and then drink the tea and put that chaga chunk in the freezer for the next time. And you can use the same chunk 3-4 times with a little bit less water each time. Lion's mane is an awesome mushroom. It's so fun to find. It's a little bit more rare. It only fruits in the fall, so September, October is when you'll find it. I've seen it mostly on beech trees. I've also found it on Norway maples, but looking for beech trees, typically you have to have fallen. It can be on living trees, but I find it more commonly on dead, decomposing trees. This mushroom has spines, and it's usually all white. Sometimes it's a little bit pink, and the spines are cascading down towards the ground. Really, really beautiful mushroom, delicious, and so good for your brain function. There's more and more research coming out looking at all the things that lion's mane does and its impact on the brain. Maitake is an abundant fruiter here in the Northeast. It likes to grow at the base of large oak trees in September or October. It's a polypore, so it comes out of a central stem and then kind of leafs out all like in a circular pattern. And on the underside of these little leaflets is little pores. The underside is typically white, and the above is gray or white or black, kind of in that sort of spectrum. Delicious mushroom, and really easy to dry and save for future use of, making tinctures or just adding into stocks. Cordyceps is one that you probably won't find super abundantly around here, but it does fruit off of insects, all sorts of different insects, and you can see it both coming out of the ground. It's a small club-shaped fungus, pretty thin, very fleshy, and sometimes it's coming out of the ground, and if you dig into the ground a little bit, you'll find it coming out of an insect. You can also find it on the underside of leaves, coming out of insects on the underside of leaves. Typically it fruits anywhere from July through October. There's a lot of different species of cordyceps that fruit at different times and fruit on different insects. So keep your eye out for this one, and if you see, kind of a smaller club-shaped mushroom coming out of the ground, dig under and check out what it's fruiting out of. And cordyceps is really, really good for energy levels and for clarity. So it's a great mushroom to bring in to increase your energy level and just have a clear function. So I just want to encourage you to get out into the woods, look for these mushrooms, and don't just go right to the supplement aisle or online to buy your medicinal mushrooms. Get out in the woods, see if you can find them, and make some of your own medicine. We'll make a couple more videos going through how to make tinctures and how to make tea out of some of these mushrooms.